Hey guys, J19 brought you another video, and today's we're gonna take a little different twist, a turn. I wasn't planning on making this video, but I decided to make this anyways. It's regarding the modern Monster Hunter games, right? I'm talking about Rise, World, and Wilds, right? There's a lot of discourse going around. There's a lot of issues going around that we are in a major bubble, right? We're in a major issue. People are not loving Wilds. They think Wilds is too easy. They think Wilds is just too much, right? It's too much for everybody. Not too much, but it's too easy, right? It's just not enough. There's not enough content to keep people busy. People are dropping this game left and right. A lot of people are going back to World. Some people are going back to Rise. And some people just said, look, it's just like Capcom's not doing it anymore. Some people think that Wilds is falling apart. It doesn't have the content. Even Title Update 2, there is some hype level for it. But it's to the point where a lot of people say, well, this is cool and all, but it's still not enough content to keep me busy in this game. That just tells me right there that Wilds is not really the issue. It's the players, right? Players expect a big, updates every single month. They expect big major content be revealed. It takes time to develop this stuff. It takes time to make monsters and make them work in this world. I know the files are in the game, right? Because the data mine. It doesn't mean that the monsters are done. They're just waiting for the day to release these. Development of monsters and mechanics and how they work, especially laggy, right? Is underwater and us going underwater and have a little bit of mechanics. That takes a little bit of work. People don't understand that it takes a little bit of work. Collaborations like Fender and stuff like that, it takes a little bit to get going, right? It takes a little bit. They gotta get the contracts ready to go, and they got all that good stuff. So I know a lot of people want to compare this to Rise. I think Rise content wasn't as strong either. I'll talk more about that game in a little bit here, but I'm gonna focus on Wilds and World. I know a lot of people compare World's content release and Wilds and say, yeah, World was way better, yada 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 yada. I get that. It had a lot more stuff to it, but you guys gotta realize what Monster Hunter World was. It was Capcom's first ever global release title. They took major risks, so of course they're gonna go out. Of course they're gonna go, release content every other, seems like every other month or something like that. We had something to do. We had a lot of stuff, to keep us busy, keep us focused, have a lot of fun. And you had to have players, right? You had a bunch of hunting parties to have fun with it, right? A lot of people didn't play single, right? They like to hunt with their buddies. So World was a game that to me was a big major risk. I know a lot of people say that's Monster Hunter. It's not that big a risk. You guys don't understand. It's the first globally released worldwide game. In other past titles, they were released to Japan first, and then the North America, Europe, and all that would probably get a different version of said game later on. It wasn't released to the US or Canada and stuff like that, alongside with it. World was a big, phenomenal release. And for people to say that Wilds, it doesn't have that same energy, same impact, kind of lost the fact that the game sold 10 million copies in the first month. Yes, there's over thousands of people giving it bad reviews and review bombing this game because they're pissed off because it's not enough content. The Wilds is too easy. They're forgetting the fact that the devs themselves said they made this game a lot more beginner friendly to get people into the franchise. Wilds is like a nice stepping stone to get them in the franchise, to get them ready to play other games and their titles like World and Rise, right? Or even the Monster Hunter stories. So Wilds was treated as a game that, yes, we're gonna get. It's still a globally released game. Why did it sell 10 million copies? Because you had people like JRPGs, you had RPG players, you had Soulsborne players, you had a whole bunch of players around the world say, you know what, Monster Hunter Wilds looks interesting. I'm gonna buy it. Now, thousands of review bombing on Steam, does that help the image any? No. But if you look at a lot of those, it's people just don't know how to run their rigs right. They don't have the right setup. A majority of players I know don't have any really big major issues with this game with bugs or the performance issues. It's mostly on the PC side of things. My console runs this game smooth. I have no issues. If I want the higher quality textures, I can play in 30 FPS. If I want the balance, I can play in 40 FPS or 120 FPS, even though it's not 120, it's just 40. My display don't support it, but I can turn that on if I want a little bit better looking game. But I'm playing performance mode, and the game still looks beautiful. I'm not expecting this game to be realistic. I'm not expecting like the God of War, the Death Stranding 2, the GTA 6s of the world, right? This game is going to have some textures issue. Why? Because Monster Hunter is not known for being graphically advanced games, but this game here, if you compare it to World, actually looks fantastic. Now there are some performance hitches here and there, like this textures loading, but you know, Capcom's working on it. They in this next title update, the title update 2, they are gonna address the performance issues a little bit and see how it goes. I have trust that the Capcom team is, especially the Monster Hunter division, they're gonna go through this and they're gonna get this game running as best as they can while providing us content for future, you know, in the future. Now for me, I love World. World I put over between my PlayStation, my Xbox account, even my PC account. I must have put over like almost 3,000 hours on World. Love World. World is my favorite game from Capcom. It's one of the best, especially Monster Hunter. Wilds, love Wilds. I love the story. I know a lot of people say, "What story?" There's no story. For me, I love the story of Wilds. Love the characters. I love like how they gave characters some like in-depth look. You actually see the characters grow. And I like the monsters in this game. I think Wilds, to me, has a better variety of monsters than both World and Rise combined. Sunbreak, I haven't got to Sunbreak yet, but I'll get more into Rise, what I think of that game here shortly. But to get back to Wilds, I think Wilds has the potential to be one of the best Monster Hunter games ever made. Modern Monster Hunters, not overall, but one of the best of modern Monster Hunter games. I'm talking about, well, strictly focusing World and Rise and Wilds, right? That's the only big three we got. I know Monster Hunter GU came out in between World and that and the Switch. A lot of people love that title, which is fine. But I'm excluding that because it's not on anything else. It's just strictly for the Switch. I'm not going to talk about that right now. But if you guys love that one more than the other three, that's fine. Like, I'm just here giving my opinion, my own take on what I think the main three that I have played or put hours in. I think Wilds has the potential to be one of the best of the three. I think more people need to be more patient with the company. I think a lot of people expect Capcom to just, especially in the Monster Hunter division, to go all out to make the game visually the most stunning game they ever played. And the content takes a little bit longer to make nowadays. Like, they can't just, it's not like the older titles where it's just like boom, 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 everything just snappy comes out. They have a program. I think people forget that base World and base Wilds were supposed to be easy. And the content in World was, like I said, because it's their first globally released game, they went all out, right? They took massive risks to see how it's going to work, and it became the best-selling game of all time. Like, fastest selling, I should say, as the best-selling Monster Hunter game to date. Wilds has already hit 10 million copies sold. I probably hit even more than that because it's on sale right now. And I think people need to just take a breather for a little bit. I think people need to be not so harsh on Wilds, especially just looking at the reviews and stuff like that. It's like, if you guys really look at them, a lot of times it's more on their end. It's not Monster Hunter as a whole, because not everybody has an issue. Like, you think that all 10 million players are just ditching on this game and not playing it? No. That's just a few thousand people just had enough, right? Content creators, I'm not going to attack you guys, not going to take any shots at you guys, because you guys are wonderful, do a wonderful job. You guys do expect more, and I appreciate that. But I think Wilds is going to get harder. It's going to get better. I think that Capcom is listening to the feedback. When you get to the end stage, when you finally get through the story, you get to end, the high rank, you beat high rank story part, and you're in post game. Do I wish that post game was a little bit better? Yeah, I do. Everybody does. We don't want the Artisan weapons to be the meta going around. We want at least a couple of different play styles, right? I'm not even running the meta right now, whatever the current meta is. I'm still running the what's that? What's that one? Gore Magala, the Gore Magala longsword with the Gore Magala and Arc Val's armor set. That's not even the current meta right now. I'm hearing that things change. I just don't feel like using the meta. I just want to play as how I want to play. Am I going to do the most damage around? No, of course not. I'm not here for speedrunning. I love to hunt. I love to enjoy the game. The title update 2, I think is fantastic. I can't wait for it. I think Capcom adding 2 monsters at the start of title update 2, which is tomorrow, I'm excited for it. I cannot wait to get my hands on that title update and just go ham on grinding, farming, and having a blast with my friends and stuff. I just think the whole course of like Wilds is a flop. It's no good. Like Capcom don't know what they're doing. It's got performance issues. They don't run great on my PC. Yada 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 yada. It's too easy. People need to realize that, of course, like I said before in this video, that you're in base game. Base game is not supposed to be hard. Monster Hunter has never been a Soulsborne like type of game where, oh no, it's like I'm struggling against this monster's kicking my ass for 6, 7, 8 hours. That's not what Monster Hunter is about. Monster Hunter is about farming better gear to kick that said monster's ass. It's not here's a wall I gotta break before you can proceed in the story. That's not what Monster Hunter is all about. Monster Hunter is about finding ways to break the system and kicking monsters' ass. Again, that's what Monster Hunter is all about. It's about the farming, it's about hunting down monsters, kicking this ass, farming and making better gear to kick even better monsters' ass, right? It's not about, I need a monster to whip my ass for 6, 7 hours straight. This is not a Soulsborne game. This is Monster Hunter. Again, like I said, Monster Hunter Wilds, I think, has the potential to be the best, one of the best of the 3. And I think people, if the content's not to your liking, like you want more content, I suggest just wait a while. Wait until early next year. Come back after the summer, the fall, the winter title update comes. Wait until we get a teaser for the next expansion. Then maybe come back. Because gaming is alive and well. We got lots of other games to play. Like, I got 4 or 5 games I need to play still yet, and I got a backlog from you know where. So, like me, I'll grind this out and I'll do all the content that's available and to my liking. And then when me and my friends are done playing, or wherever I get done playing, I'll move on to something else. I'll play a different game for a while. Like, that's how I look at it. Monster Hunter is not the whole universe of gaming. It's just one of the big titles. Monster Hunter has grown into a big, massive IP, where millions of people want to play it. Not like it was back in the old days, right? It has grown. It's not a niche title anymore, franchise. It's actually a big, well-renowned title now. So franchise. So, I think people overall need to just give Wilds a break. It will get better. The devs are working on the performance issues if you're still having that type of thing. And take a break if the content's not to your liking. Take a break till, like I said. World. Hey, World's a fantastic game. If you'd rather play that, I recommend it too. World is one of my favorite games of all time for Capcom. It's my first Monster Hunter game. I thought it was very beginner friendly. The base game is easy, man. Like the base game, once you get to there's a couple of fights that might be a little bit of wall, but like even then, if you grind out gear and you start learning like the mechanics of Monster Hunter, you can get through. You can get through the game easily. There's even a Guardian set for you guys to use. I don't recommend it, but if you want to just breeze through the base game and get the Iceborne, I highly recommend it. I highly do. But anyways, let's get to Rise real quick. Rise. I'm going through Rise right now, almost done with the base game. And I will tell you right now, for those of you who are saying that Rise is better than World or Wilds, you are high on crack. I'm sorry to say. Base Rise is so boring. They're forcing you to do Rampage mode, which is I think is the dumbest thing ever. I don't really like it. I got to the point it's like, I'm getting sick and tired of these Rampages. When are they going to be over? Apparently, in some break, they don't do that crap anymore. So that's great. Another thing I have issues with Rise, I'm liking it. I'm liking the gameplay. The gameplay's getting better and getting snappier. But you're hunting basically the same there's a handful of monsters for a low rank and high rank. World, you had introductions to elder dragons in high rank, right? You had introductions to subspecies. You had introductions to other stuff, right? And I think that's great. I think that's what Monster Hunter is all about. Is where you introduce new things in high rank to keep things fresh a little bit, even for subspecies. I think Wild, oh not Rise, excuse me, Rise. On the other hand, it's just it got to the point. It's like I'm fighting the same monsters I fought. It's just a little bit harder now. They don't do anything different. They do the same stuff. You're hunting in the same areas. It's like there's no lot of new stuff in high rank. Now, a buddy of mine looked it up, the roadmap for Rise base game. It doesn't change anything until like I think very late of 6-star hunts to like 7-star hunts. You finally fight something different, which cool and all, but you will never ever see me redo like start over and play Rise from the very beginning. Wilds I want to. I enjoy Wilds a ton. And World, I can go back playing World right now. I can start uh, from fresh character hunter, and I can just go through the whole game again and have a blast. Rise to me, I will never replay that game ever again from scratch. I heard Sunbreak gets better, and I have high expectations for it. But because right now Rise is on the very bottom of the three, I think Rise is the weakest of the three. I think Wilds has the potential, like I said, to be one of the best of the three. World is still number one because all the content is out there right now. Like you guys can fire at World and you guys enjoy all the event quests. There's a couple of event quests that are no longer there anymore. They keep rotating the festivals, so you can keep playing those. Rise, I don't know. I don't know what to think about Rise right now. I don't think I appreciate it a lot. Yes, it's sold well. Yes, a lot of people liked it. As for me, I don't think I'll be once they go to the Sunbreak and beat that. I probably won't play Rise anymore. I'll go back and play World, but right now, I'm loving what Wilds is doing. Wilds is cooking right now. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's gonna keep me busy for the next year or two, right? Even 3. This game, Wilds, to me it's amazing. I really like it. I like everything about it so far, except for the end game. End game can be so much better, so much better, and I think that we need to find a way to make things a lot better in the long run, especially the meta side of things. But other than that, I think the game is amazing. It runs fine on my PlayStation 5 Pro. Not having any issues other than pop-ins here and there. The game looks phenomenal. I mean, there's times I look at the game and I go, wow, it's just visually pretty stunning for a Monster Hunter game. So for me, I think Rise is on the very bottom. I don't like the base game at all. The base game is horrible. World, love World, put almost 3,000 hours on it between 3 platforms. Highly recommend you guys playing that one. But for those that are just saying that Wilds is not that great, it's horrible, it's not a great Monster Hunter game, I think you guys need to back off a little bit. Let the content cook. If you guys need to, come back in a few months and play Wilds. Because Wilds is not going to be the game like World was, like I said earlier in the video, that World was a risk. So they went all out on it. Wilds are taking their sweet time. They're making sure the content that they release are going to hit. They're going to hit real hard. They can release some content every other week or every couple of weeks or whatever it was. But the content won't be that great, right? They can just say, here's some layer weapons look horrible. Here's some cosmetics that looks terrible. Oh, you guys want a couple of monsters? Shoot, we'll throw in 5 monsters. And you go fight the monsters, they're lame. With no mechanics. They're just like the animation's really stiff. They're not fun to hunt. They're boring. Like Capcom can be one of those studios where they release content, but the content's pretty stale. But it keeps you guys busy as there's more content. But I think Capcom, what they're doing is they're trying to give us like the very best quality content releases every single season, like summer, fall, winter, leading up to the eventual expansion. The expansion, the master rank of this game, is where the meat and potatoes is going to be at. If you guys want difficulty, that's what Master Rank's for. If you guys want better, harder monsters, maybe more variety of monsters, I don't know exactly what they're going to plan on doing for Master Rank because they got Arch Tempers out, they got Gormagala out, which is tempered. They got a bunch of stuff out, right? A lot of harder monsters. So base game might be too easy for you guys, but I think the majority of the veterans are waiting for Master Rank to show up, and I don't know what Capcom's gonna do for the content for it. I really don't know. So with that said, I just want to do a little bit of a my take video about all three of them. And I love to hear what you guys have to say. Which Monster Hunter of the three I mentioned, not Monster Hunter GU, we're gonna leave that out of the equation. Which Monster Hunter of the three did you guys like most? And are you guys still hyped for Wilds? I'd like to hear your conversation in the comment section below. And as always, if you guys want more Monster Hunter on content on this channel, feel free to like, share with a friend, subscribe if you're new, and I'll talk more about Wilds. Title update, might give my impressions on it. I'm definitely going to continue reacting to every single title update and give my overall best impressions of what I think of this game every single time we get new content. But so far, Wilds is a banger for me. There are a couple of nitpicks I wish it was a little bit better. But other than that, I think Wilds, again, has the potential to be one of the best of the three. So let me know. Do you guys love Wilds more, World more, or Rise more? Let me know and why. I would love to have a conversation with you guys. But for me, I think World is still first. Wilds is just underneath. I think I like Wilds more than World over a lot of stuff. But right now, World and Iceborne's got a lot more content because it's been out the longest. But yeah, I love to hear what you guys have to say. And again, be safe out there. Be nice to each other. Have a wonderful day, wonderful night. Keep on keeping on. Links in the description below. My Twitch, Twitter, and Discord. Feel free to give me a like, a follow. Appreciate you guys a ton. And with that said, I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Take care.